Welcome back to English Podcast Library. I am Jazz Sunday. I hope you're all doing well. Please help to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. English is so very import you. Practice English every day, believe me, you will import. This lesson will enhance you to improve your English skill. Listen every day, read every day, and speaking English is your habit. Immerse yourself English. You will like a native speaker. In real conversations, when we get time to think too much before we speak. We need to understand quickly, think clearly, and respond smartly. Many English learners know the words, but when it's time to speak, they freeze. Why? Because learning English is not just about grammar and vocabulary. It's also about training your brain to react fast, stay confident, and express ideas without fear. This series will give you 10 powerful lessons that will improve your thinking speed and speaking ability. Each lesson is focused, practical, and designed to help you speak English fluently, naturally, and smartly, even in fast or difficult situations. Lesson 1. Train your brain to think in English. Why is this important? Most English learners first think in their native language, then translate it into English, and finally speak. This slow process creates delays, mistakes, and fear. To speak fast and smart, you must train your brain to think directly in English. This will save time, boost fluency, and help you speak without hesitation. How to start thinking in English step by step. Step 1. Use English word for daily objects. Instead of saying glass in your native language, say glass in English when you see it. Do this with everything around you. Table, window, fan, phone, shoes, etc. Daily practice tip. Look around and name 10 things in English every morning. Step 2. Talk to yourself in English. Silent practice. In your mind, make small English sentences about what you are doing. Examples. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making tea. I will go to work now. This trains your brain to think and form sentences in real time. Step 3. Ask and answer questions in your mind. Example, what will I do today? I will study English. What did I eat? I had rice and vegetables. Make it a habit. Your brain will become faster and smarter in English. Step 4. Watch and imitate short sentences. Watch English shows, videos, or podcasts. Pause after a sentence, then repeat it in the same style. Do not worry about understanding every word. Focus on natural flow and speed. Example from a show. Let me show you something. Say it again with the same energy. Step 5. Use visual thinking. Instead of translating a sentence, use images. If you hear the boy is running, don't translate. Just imagine a boy running. This removes language barriers and speeds up understanding. Powerful exercise. Daily challenge. Speak for 1 minute nonstop about what you see around you. Don't worry about mistakes. Just talk. Start with easy things like, I see a tree. The tree is big. It has green leaves. This exercise builds fluency and removes fear. The goal is not to speak perfect English. The goal is to speak quickly, clearly, and confidently. Train your brain to live in English. Think in English. Feel in English. Speak in English. Do this daily and your fluency will grow faster than you ever imagined. Lesson 2. Train your brain to respond quickly in English. Let's be honest. When someone speaks to us in English, many of us translate in our heads first, then think of a reply, then try to speak it. This delay can be frustrating. If we want to think fast and speak smart, we must train our brain to stop translating and start responding naturally and instantly in English. In this lesson, we will explore a long, detailed plan to help you build mental fluency and improve your English response time like a pro. Why quick thinking matters. Imagine you're at an interview, a meeting, or even just chatting with a native speaker. You understand everything, but when it's your turn to speak, your mind goes blank or you fumble for words. The problem isn't your grammar, it's your reaction speed. The faster your brain can access English, words, and ideas, the more confidently you will speak. That's what this lesson is all about activating your brain to think in English directly without the long pause or internal translation. Part 1. Understand the brain lag. Why? Do you freeze or take time to respond in English? You're mentally translating from your native language. You're worried about grammar or making mistakes. You're not used to thinking in English. You lack vocabulary for real-time conversations. Solution: you need mental shortcuts and daily training to remove the delay between listening and speaking. Part 2. Shadowing. The fast thinking technique. Shadowing is one of the most powerful methods to increase your speed. What is it? It means repeating what you hear in English immediately and without pause. How to practice. Play a 1-minute English clip. Example: news, TED Talk, or story. Wear earphones and repeat exactly what you hear with the same speed and emotion. Don't worry if you can't catch every word. Keep speaking. Do it daily for 10 to 15 minutes. Why it works? It builds a habit of thinking and speaking at the same time. It also removes fear, trains your mouth muscles, and makes English automatic. Part 3. Build automatic word associations. Instead of thinking what is the English word for this speak, you should train like this. See a thing or idea. Instantly recall English word. How? To do it? Take objects around you and name them in English without thinking. Example: you see a pen, say pen. I write with it. Blue ink, smooth tip. Use flashcards, physical or digital apps, like Anki or Quizlet, to build fast recall vocabulary. For each new word you learn, associate it with a feeling, a visual, or memory. For example, nervous. Picture your first school presentation. This makes your brain link words emotionally so they come faster. Part 4. Play real-time English games. Speed is built through repetition, but also fun. Here are some exercises. 1. 30-second topic talk. Pick a random topic. Example period. My dream house. Speak nonstop for 30 seconds. Don't stop to think. Just go. Focus on fluency, not perfection. 2. Yes, no, game. Have a friend ask you 20 questions. You must reply quickly using full sentences. Example: question: do you like chocolate? Answer: yes, I love chocolate because it makes me happy. Third rapid question: an answer. Use apps or ask a friend to fire quick questions. Train your brain to respond instantly. Part 5. Mind relaxation before speaking. Often mental blocks slow us down. Train your brain to stay relaxed before speaking. Breathe deeply for 30 seconds before English practice. Tell yourself, I don't have to be perfect. I just have to speak. Smile and open your body posture. This reduces tension and activates confidence. When your body is relaxed, your brain thinks faster. Real-life example: non-Indian names used. Let's say Emily is asked in an online meeting, Emily, what do you think about this marketing strategy? If Emily panics and tries to translate from her native language, she'll freeze. But if she is trained to respond with thought phrases like, from my point of view, I believe the idea has potential. Let's consider one thing. She can start speaking immediately and think while she talks. This is a smart trick. Use familiar phrases to start and build your sentence as you go. Final thought for today. Speed in English is not about speaking fast. It's about thinking smart. The more you train your brain with tools like shadowing, quick recall, topic talks, and daily flashcards, the more automatic your English will become. Your task today: 1. Choose a 1-minute English clip and shadow it 3 times. 2. Talk on 3 random topics for 30 seconds each. 3. Make a list of 10 real-life objects near you and describe each in English without translating. Do this consistently for 1 week and you'll see a massive improvement. Lesson 3. Develop a chunk bank. Speak in natural phrases, not individual words. Let us ask you a simple question. When someone says "by the way" or "at the end of the day," do you try to translate it word by word in your mind? If you do, it slows you down. If you want to think fast and speak smart, you need to train your brain to use chunks of language, not single words. Today's lesson is all about chunk training, the art of mastering natural phrases and expressions that native speakers use all the time. What are chunks? Chunks are short, common expressions that people use every day. For example, what do you mean? That sounds interesting. I didn't catch that. It's up to you. You don't need to build these sentences from zero every time. These are like Lego blocks. You just pick the right block and plug it into your conversation. Why chunks make you smarter and faster? They save brain energy. No need to think about grammar rules. They sound natural and fluent. They help you respond instantly. You don't need to translate in your mind. How to build your chunk bank step by step. 1. Listen to real English. Conversations daily. Don't listen passively. Focus on how people speak. Watch interviews, podcasts, or shows with subtitles. Write down the expressions you hear. Often, examples. Let me think about it. To be honest, here's the thing. 2. Collect and organize phrases. Create a notebook, mobile app note, or even a Word doc. Divide it into sections like greetings. Long time no see. Opinions. I kind of agree. Requests. Could you do me a favor? Ending. Let's catch up soon. This becomes your chunk bank. You can always review it later. 3. Practice chunks in context. Instead of memorizing chunks alone, use them in full sentences. To be honest, I didn't enjoy the movie. Could you do me a favor and send the email? Practice them out loud every day. Shadow real conversations if possible. 4. Use them in real life. Try to add at least 3 new chunks in your daily English speaking routine, in your WhatsApp voice notes, in casual conversations, while practicing with friends. Make them part of your automatic response system. Bonus smart chunks for quick thinking. Here are some smart chunks you can add. Today. It depends. That's a good point. What I meant was, let's be real. I couldn't agree more. I see your point, but these phrases help you buy time. Show confidence, and speak smoothly even when you're unsure what to say next. You don't need thousands of words to speak English well. You need the right words in the right chunks at the right time. Start building your chunk bank today. Use it daily and slowly. You'll start thinking fast and speaking smart just like a native speaker. Lesson 4. Break the fear of pausing. Use silence as your strength. Why silence isn't your enemy? When you're thinking fast and trying to speak smart, do you fear awkward pauses? Do you feel pressure to speak instantly, even when your brain needs a second to catch up? Here's the truth. Silence is not weakness. It's a superpower. In real conversations, whether in English or any language, smart speakers often pause deliberately. They pause not because they are confused, but because they are strategic. In this lesson, we'll train your mind to stop fearing pauses and start owning them, to sound confident, fluent, and smart in English. The psychology behind the fear. Before we dive into techniques, let's understand why many English learners fear silence. We think people will judge us for pausing. We assume fluent speakers don't pause. We feel like we're failing the conversation if we don't respond immediately. All of this is false. Even native speakers pause. What matters is how we pause with control and calmness. Your goal in this lesson: learn to use short pauses for thinking, structuring, and sounding smart while speaking English. Step-by-step strategies. 1. Train your brain with micro pauses. Start practicing 2-second pauses between phrases or sentences while speaking aloud. Try this. Let me think. Pause. That's a great question. Pause. I believe the answer is why this works. It gives your brain time to catch up. You avoid filler words like M or R. It sounds like you're considering your words carefully. 2. Use pauses to emphasize key ideas. Powerful speakers pause before and after an important word or phrase. Example, there's one thing that truly matters. Confidence. Why this works. It grabs attention. It adds weight to your message. It makes your speaking style more impactful. 3. Practice with time speaking. Take a topic like my favorite food or a memorable trip and speak for 1 minute. Pause every 2 to 3 sentences. Use the pause to breathe, think, and transition. Sample practice. I want to tell you about my favorite place to relax. It's a small coffee shop near my house. Why do I love it? Pause. Because it feels like home. 4. Silence. Panic. If you forget a word, pause. Calmly. You can use smart phrases to buy time. Let me put it this way. What I mean is, let me think for a second. These transitions keep the conversation moving while you find your words. 5. Analyze great speakers. Watch interviews or TED Talks. Observe. How often do they pause? Do they sound nervous or do they sound confident? You'll discover that powerful speakers aren't fast. They are intentional. Imagine this. You're at a group discussion at an international internship. You're asked, how do you handle stress in a busy schedule? You take a calm breath, then say, let me take a moment to think about that. I believe stress can be managed through routine and reflection. What works for me is journaling every evening. It helps me reset. Instead of rushing, you just demonstrated calm confidence. Silence gave you space to shine your action. Plan. 1. Record yourself speaking with pauses. 2. Practice replacing filler. Word with intentional silence. 3. Try using one pause-based transition every day. That's an interesting point. Let's break this down. Mini challenge. For the next 3 days, speak on any topic for 1 minute with pauses. Share the recording with a friend or coach. Get feedback. Do I sound more fluent or unsure? Fluency isn't about speed. It's about clarity, confidence, and control. And guess what helps you master all 3? The power of pause. Lesson 5. Practice smart speaking in real-life scenarios. Do you ever feel like you know the words, but they just don't come out when you need them? You're not alone. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to train your brain to speak smartly in real-life situations without freezing, panicking, or overthinking. The secret lies in preparing your mind like an actor before a performance. Let's dive in. 1. Train your mind to react, not translate. When someone asks, what do? Do you first think in your native language and then translate? That delay is where hesitation comes from. You must train your mind to react automatically in English. How to train this? Pick 5 common questions. Example, what's your plan today? Or how was your weekend? Answer them in English every day in front of a mirror as if you're talking to a real person. Change your answers daily so your brain learns to respond, not repeat. Example question, how's your day going? Answer, day 1, pretty good. I just finished a long meeting. Answer, day 2, a bit hectic, but I'm managing well. You're teaching your brain to generate fresh English answers quickly. 2. Simulate real-life conversations. Imagine you're in a coffee shop. Hey, stranger says, hey, is anyone sitting here? If you pause, the moment is gone. But if you practice the situation before, you'll say, no, go ahead. Oh, sure, you can sit here. Do this with every setting. Ordering food, asking for directions, small talk at the office, answering phone calls, visiting the doctor. Build many scripts for each setting and rehearse them until they become second nature. 3. Role play with emotion and voice. When you speak like a robot, your brain gets lazy. But when you speak with emotion, intonation, and expression, you engage more parts of your brain and remember better. Try this. Act like you're angry, excited, nervous, or happy while practicing lines. Change your speed, tone, and volume. Make it fun and dramatic. For example, neutral. I didn't understand what you said. Dramatic. I'm sorry. What did you just say? I missed that part. You're not just practicing English. You're training your emotional fluency. 4. Set 10-minute speaking. Challenges. Every day, choose a theme and speak nonstop for 10 minutes in English. Topic ideas. My dream vacation. A book I love. The best advice I ever got. What I'd do if I had $1 million. Record yourself. Don't stop even if you make mistakes. This builds fluency and mental stamina. 5. Practice connecting sentences. Quickly. When you hesitate, it's usually because you don't know how to connect ideas. Learn these connectors. Actually, the thing is that reminds me on top of that. By the way, example, I was going to the gym. Actually, I didn't make it. The weather was terrible. The thing is, I really need to exercise. Anyway, I'm planning to go tomorrow. This gives you time to think while still sounding fluent. Final practice task 4. Today's challenge. Answer this. If you had 24 hours to do anything, what would you do and why? Speak for 5 minutes. Use emotions, connectors, and know native language. You don't become a fast and smart speaker by learning more words. You grow by rehearsing real conversations, reacting instantly, and speaking with emotion. Lesson 5 is all about simulation and mental training. Do it consistently and you'll stop freezing. Start flowing. Lesson 6. Train your reflexes with real-time thinking practice. Let's be honest, we all get stuck sometimes. You understand English, you even know the words. But when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. Why? Because your brain isn't trained to react instantly in real conversations. In this lesson, we're going to fix that. You will learn how to train your brain to think in English automatically, without translation, without hesitation. The core idea, instant thinking equals smart speaking. Smart speaking doesn't mean using big words. It means responding quickly, clearly, and naturally. That's what native speakers do, and you can too. But it takes practice with pressure, small daily habits that teach your brain to react in English. This lesson is your guide to building lightning-fast reflexes. Just like a tennis player who doesn't think, she just swings. You need that same skill in speaking. Strategy 1. Daily reaction training. Free and out drill. Every day, pick a topic. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Now, challenge yourself. Describe what you see around you without stopping. Talk about your plans for the day without pausing. Pretend you're giving directions to a stranger. The rule? Don't stop talking. If you don't know a word, explain it in another way. This trains your brain to keep flowing, which is how you become fast and fluent. Example, let's say you forget the word microwave. Just say, it's that small machine in the kitchen where I heat food. It makes things hot quickly. Strategy 2. Reverse practice. Think of the question. Instead of always answering questions, start creating them. Take a sentence and ask, what question would give this answer? Example answer, I go to work at 9 a.m. Reverse it, what time do you go to work? This forces your brain to form both sides of a conversation, making you faster and more flexible. Try this with 5 sentences every day. It's like mental gymnastics and it works. Strategy 3. Speak under pressure. With a clock. Fast thinking only happens when your brain is trained under pressure. Try this. 1. Set a 30-second down timer. 2. Ask yourself a random question. 3. Answer it as fast as you can before the timer ends. Example, what do you do in your free time? Quickly say, in my free time, I usually read, listen to music, or go for a walk. It helps me relax. The key is not being perfect, but being quick. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Strategy 4. Imitate smart speakers. Find a short clip of a fluent English speaker, like a TED Talk, movie scene, or interview. Listen, pause, repeat exactly what they say with the same speed, tone, and expression. Do this 5 minutes a day. This builds your mental muscle memory. So when it's your turn to speak, the word come out smoothly without delay. Strategy 5. Talk while doing things. Want to train your brain for fast English? Start talking to yourself during your daily tasks. Yes, really, while cooking. Now, I'm cutting the vegetables. They are fresh and green. Next, I'll add some spices. While walking, the sky is clear today. I think it might rain later. I should carry an umbrella. This builds real time vocabulary and gets your brain used to speaking without pause. It's powerful, and nobody even has to hear you. Bonus tip: use filler phrases smartly. If your brain needs a second to think, use filler phrases like, "Let me think." That's an interesting question. Well, I guess I would say these are what fluent speakers use when buying time. Use them naturally. They buy you seconds to think while still sounding smart and confident. Summary of this lesson: daily 3-and-out non-stop speaking trains your flow. Creating questions builds thinking speed. Time pressure exercises sharpen your reflexes. Imitation builds your smart speaking voice. Talking during activities creates automatic fluency. Filler phrases make you sound smart, even when you pause. Let's practice now. Here's your challenge. Set a timer. Answer this question quickly. If you could change one thing about your day, what would it be? Go. Don't worry about grammar. Just speak. Every second of speaking is a step closer to fluency. Lesson 7. Master the power of active listening. Let us ask you a simple question. How often do you really listen when someone speaks? Not just hearing the words, but truly paying attention to understand their message. Most people focus too much on what they'll say next and forget to listen carefully. But here's the truth. If you want to speak smart, you must listen smart. Today's lesson is about mastering active listening, the skill that separates great communicators from average speakers. This lesson will transform the way you understand conversations, reply to questions, and speak with confidence. So, let's go deep into it. What is active listening? Active listening means giving full attention to the speaker, understanding their message clearly, and responding thoughtfully. It's not just hearing, it's processing. When you listen actively, you focus on the speaker's words, understand the context, pick up on tone, emotions, and hidden meanings. Prepare your response smartly. This makes your reply relevant, quick, and confident, helping you think fast and speak smart. Why active listening helps you speak better. 1. Builds a stronger vocabulary. Naturally, when you listen carefully to English speakers, movies, podcasts, real conversations, you hear new phrases and words in real context. This helps you remember and use them correctly. 2. You speak what you hear. Listening to high-quality English means your brain stores sentence structures, pronunciation, and common expressions. Later, when you speak, your brain quickly pulls the right phrases from memory. 3. Reduces response time. You don't need to translate in your mind. You just reply because you already know what sounds natural. 4 steps to practice active listening with examples. Step 1. Listen to real life conversations. Start with simple podcasts, interviews, or videos where 2 people talk naturally. Focus on how one person answers the other, how they ask follow-up questions, and how they express emotions. Example: listen to a podcast between 2 friends discussing weekend plans. Observe the use of casual phrases like "sounds great," "I'm in," or "let's catch up later." Now you know how to reply casually in similar situations. Step 2. Shadow smartly. Shadowing is repeating what you hear, but in this case, you first listen carefully, pause, and then repeat with the same tone, speed, and energy. Example: listen, I'd love to join you, but I've got something else going on. Pause. Repeat, I'd love to join you, but I've got something else going on. You're training your brain to respond fast in real-life conversations. Step 3. Ask yourself what they really meant. Sometimes people don't speak directly. Active listeners pick up the hidden meaning or emotions behind words. Example: if someone says, "Well, I guess," that's one way to do it. They might be doubting your method, not directly saying it, but hinting. When you understand this, your reply becomes smart. Do you have a better suggestion? I'm open to ideas. This makes you sound confident, thoughtful, and mature. Step 4. Practice. Listening. Replying for 5 days. Do this powerful exercise. Watch one short video, 3 to 5 minutes. Write down 5 to 7 expressions you hear. Repeat them aloud. Try to use 2 of them in real life that day. This will rewire your brain to listen smart and speak smarter. Real life application. The workplace. Example. Let's say your colleague says, "The deadline's tighter than we thought. Any ideas?" A poor response. "I'm not sure. We can try something." An active listener's smart reply. "Right. We've got less time. How about we split the task and focus only on top priorities?" Because you listened deeply, your reply was fast, clear, and useful. Mistakes to avoid. Don't interrupt. Listening means letting them finish fully. Don't daydream. Focus fully or you'll miss the message. Don't reply too quickly. Pause for 2 seconds. It makes you sound calm and smart. Listen with your eyes. 2. Observe body language. Try to predict what will be said next. It sharpens your brain. After conversation, replay it in your mind. What went well? What could improve? To speak smart, you must first listen smart. Speaking isn't just about your mouth. It's about your ears. Active listening builds fast thinking, natural replies, and confident communication. So, starting today, don't just hear English, understand it deeply. That's how you'll think fast and speak smart. Lesson 8. Speak with emotion, not just words. Mastering expressive English. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever listened to someone speak English so beautifully that every word felt alive? You didn't just hear them. You felt them. That's the power of speaking with emotion. This lesson is going to transform your English. Not just your vocabulary, not just your grammar, but how you make people feel when you speak. Because when you speak with emotion, you don't just talk, you connect. Let's begin the journey of turning your English into an unforgettable experience. Why emotion matters in English speaking. Most English learners focus only on what they say, but how you say something is even more powerful. Think of a sentence like, "I'm happy to see you." Now say it in 3 different ways with a flat tone. I am happy to see you. No emotion. Sound like a robot. With genuine happiness, I'm so happy to see you. Warm, friendly, real. With sarcasm, I'm happy to see you. The opposite meaning. Same words but different. Feelings. Emotion adds meaning, clarity, and humanity to your message. It helps listeners understand your true intention, even if your vocabulary is simple. How to add emotion to your English. 5 key strategies. 1. Use vocal variety. Don't speak in a monotone. Change your pitch. High, low, volume, loud, soft, and speed. Fast, slow, based on what you're saying. Excited. Speak faster and louder. This is amazing. Serious. Speak slower and with more pause. This is important. Practice tip. Read a short story aloud with different emotions. Happy, sad, angry, excited. 2. Use emotional words. Even simple words can be powerful if they show real feeling. Instead of "I'm tired," say "I feel completely exhausted." Instead of "I like it," say "I absolutely love this." Make your vocabulary reflect your inner world. This gives your speaking life and personality. 3. Use pauses. A well-placed pause creates drama, lets your listener absorb your words, and gives you time to think. Example. You know what's the most powerful thing in English? It's connection. Practice tip. Watch TED Talks and observe how speakers pause before powerful points. 4th, facial expressions and gestures. Even if people can't see you, like on a call, your face affects your voice. Smile while talking and your tone becomes warmer. Frown and it becomes serious. When practicing, stand in front of a mirror. Say sentences like, "I'm excited to start my new job." Use a wide smile. "I'm afraid I didn't understand you." Look concerned. Your body and face add energy to your speech. 5. Connect personal feelings to your words. When telling a story or giving an example, share your real feelings. When I first spoke English in public, I was terrified. My hands were shaking. But when I finished, I felt proud. Stories filled with feeling leave a deep impression. Many practice exercise. Transform flat sentences. Let's take basic sentences and make them emotional. Flat, this is important. Expressive, this is really, truly important to me. Please listen carefully. Flat, I love learning English. Expressive, I absolutely love learning English. It's changing my life. Flat, I didn't understand. Expressive, I'm sorry. I really didn't get that. Could you please explain it again? Practice speaking these aloud and feel the difference. Real life situation. Speaking with emotion in conversation. You meet a new friend. They ask, "How's your day?" Instead of saying, "It's fine," say, "Honestly, today was amazing. I got a compliment on my English speaking. It made my whole day." Notice how the second version invites a real connection. It feels real. And that's how people remember you. Not by your grammar, but by how you made them feel. Daily routine to build emotional fluency. Watch English interviews and copy the speaker's tone. Record your own voice expressing different emotions. Practice storytelling with feeling. Read aloud with exaggerated emotions. Smile when you speak. The goal is not to act, but to express your real self in English. Words are just tools. Emotion is a power that brings those tools to life. If you want to be remembered, respected, and truly understood, learn to feel what you say. This is how you go from speaking English to living it. When you think fast and speak smart, emotion is your best ally. Let your words touch hearts, not just fill silence. Lesson 9. Sharpening your focus. How to listen smart and respond fast. Let's be honest, many learners think speaking fast means talking without thinking. But that's the fastest way to make mistakes. The real secret is this. If you want to speak smart, you must first listen smart. Today's lesson will help you unlock one of the most underrated yet powerful tools in English communication. Focus listening. This lesson is not about repeating grammar rules. It's about transforming the way your brain receives, processes, and reacts to real time spoken English. Part 1. Listening is a muscle. Listening is not passive. It's an active skill that must be trained every day. Most people hear, but they don't truly listen. If you want to think fast and speak smart, you have to listen like a detective, picking clues, context, emotions, and vocabulary from every sentence you hear. Daily practice tip. Choose any 5-minute English video every morning. Listen to it 3 times. First, just understand the topic. Second, pause and repeat key sentences. Third, write down what you understood, not word by word, but meaning by meaning. This will sharpen your listening and teach your brain to grab key information quickly. Part 2. Identify the trigger words. In every English conversation, there are trigger words, powerful words that tell you what's really going on. For example, honestly, they are about to express a personal opinion. I guess a soft suggestion or uncertainty. Let me explain. An important point is coming. By identifying these trigger words quickly, you'll always know how to respond appropriately and smartly. Example, a colleague says, "Honestly, I think the new strategy might not work." You immediately understand that this is a personal opinion and a possible concern. You can respond, "I appreciate your honesty. Do you have any alternative ideas we can consider?" That's smart speaking, respectful, quick, and thoughtful. Part 3. Visual listening. Paint the picture in your mind. Great listeners see the words in their heads. When someone says, "I walked through a dark forest and it was silent except for the sound of leaves," your mind should see that forest. This visual connection helps your brain stay alert and prepares a smart response because you understand the context deeply. Exercise. Listen to a short story and try to draw the scene in your notebook. This will improve your memory and make your responses more colorful and confident. Part 4. Active reaction. Don't stay silent. If you want to improve your thinking speed, learn to react without fear. Even short phrases like, "That's interesting." "Really? Tell me more." Show that you are mentally present and processing fast. The more you train your mind to react in English, the faster you will speak. Silence is your enemy. Small, natural reactions build confidence and keep your brain in English mode. Part 5. Repeat what you hear with emotion. Repeating what you hear trains your tongue and mind together. But don't just repeat like a robot. Add feeling, tone, and body language. Example practice. Watch 1 minute of a movie scene. Pause. Repeat what the character said with the same emotion. If they were angry, be angry. If they were curious, sound curious. This kind of repetition is powerful. It builds rhythm, emotion, and natural reaction time. Part 6. Quick question. Smart. Answer. Ask questions while listening. Why? Because it trains your brain to engage. Example. You hear she left the company after 10 years. Ask yourself, why did she leave? Then try answering in English. Maybe she wanted a new challenge. This self-questioning technique forces your brain to analyze and speak quickly. If you want to think fast and speak smart, start by becoming a sharp, engaged, and emotional listener. It's not about understanding every word. It's about catching the heart of the message, reacting in real time, and staying in the flow of the conversation. Great speakers are great listeners first. Train your ears and your mouth. Will follow. Lesson 10. Become a natural speaker. From thinking to flowing. In the beginning, we often translate in our mind, search for words, and worry about grammar. But real fluency is something else. Real fluency means you don't just think in English, you live in it. You respond fast like you do in your native language. You don't speak English, you become English. In this final lesson, we'll teach you how to leave hesitation forever and flow naturally like water. Let's begin the transformation. 1. Stop thinking, start responding. Train the mind like a muscle. The reason most learners pause while speaking is because they try to form perfect sentences in their mind before opening their mouth. But confident speakers don't speak perfect English. They speak fast, smart, and clear. Instead of building a sentence in your mind, train your brain to recognize a situation. Respond instantly with fixed language patterns. Refine your flow with feedback. Example, you're in a meeting and your colleague says, "What do you think?" Instead of pausing and forming a long sentence, you train yourself to reply instantly. "I feel that's a smart option, but let me add something. Interesting point. Here's what I think. I agree mostly, but I'd like to look at it from another angle." These are reflex sentences, pre-trained responses. Practice this technique until your brain stops building sentences and starts serving them. 2. The flow technique. Speak without interruptions. Many learners break their sentences while speaking. I think maybe we can go. For the other idea, to break this habit, use a flow technique. Here's how it works. 1. Choose a daily topic. Example, shopping, weekend plans, weather. 2. Talk for 60 seconds nonstop. 3. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep speaking. 4. Use fillers when you get stuck. Let me think. What I mean is, so basically, example. Topic, weekend plan. This weekend, I'm planning to relax a bit. I've had a long week, so I just want to enjoy some time alone. Maybe I'll go for a walk or watch something. Oh, and I also need to finish a few tasks. Let me think. Yes, I have to clean my room and maybe meet a friend if possible. The key, keep going without stopping. It builds mental speed and smooth speech. 3. Looping practice. Turn mistakes into strength. We grow when we fix what's weak. Here's the looping practice method. 1. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute on any topic. 2. Listen to it once. Note down 3 things. 1 grammar mistake. 1 vocabulary you could improve. 1 thing you did well. 4. Now repeat the same topic again. This time better. 5. Do this daily for 10 minutes. Over time, your speaking improves every single day. Not just randomly, but with purpose. 4. Think in English full time. To speak fast and smart, you must think in English all day. Here are smart ways to do this. Talk to yourself silently in English. Example. Okay, now, I need to cook. I'll make something quick today. Use in a narration. When walking, working, or waiting, describe what you're doing in English. Ask yourself questions in English. What should I wear today? What did I learn this morning? The more your brain uses English, the faster your reaction time becomes. 5. Confidence is more important than grammar. Here's a secret. Fluency is 70%. Confidence, 30% accuracy. People don't care if you make a few small grammar mistakes. They care if you speak with energy, clarity, and confidence. So, smile while speaking. It relaxes your voice. Speak a little louder. It increases power. Look into the eyes if in person. Use your hands while talking. It activates your thoughts. Fluent speakers are not perfect. They are just relaxed and ready. Conclusion. Your journey begins now. You have learned how to train your brain. Practice smart. Speak with flow, and think like a natural speaker. Now it's your time to take action. Here's what we recommend from today. Practice 1-minute speaking. Flow every day. Record and loop your own voice. Create reflex responses for common situations. Train your inner voice to think in English. Stay confident even with small mistakes. If you follow these lessons with discipline, you will not just speak English. You will think fast and speak smart every single day. If you enjoyed these lessons and want to learn English the easy and natural way, don't forget to share this video with someone who's also on their English journey and hit subscribe, because amazing lessons like this are waiting for you every day. Let's grow and speak English together, step by step, every single day.